Welcome back, Kevin's Motor Repair. Got 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander, yeah, Sport. So it's a 2.0 motor. Doing a passenger side CV axle. All right. Obviously, take your wheel off first. You can take the large nut off of here, which the factory one was a 32, and new one is also a 32. Per the book, take out or disconnect your tie rod end from here, and it says do the sway bar link. I don't want to do this. This is a completely rusty vehicle, so I'm taking off as little as possible, but the stuff with the bigger bolts you can mess with a lot easier than the stuff with the smaller bolts, because those will be a lot more problematic. You're also supposed to take out the wheel speed sensor, but that thing was kind of rusted in there. Same thing, I didn't want to break the plastic on it, so I disconnected the little clip that goes right here, took out the 12 here, took out the 12 on the frame, and that gave me more than enough distance without pulling on the cable itself. So I took out the 19 bolts here, nut here, hammer the bolt out, and then the whole knuckle assembly comes forward, which will then, with the tie rod being out, will give you enough room to pull it to the side and push the actual CV axle out of the hub. The portion in the back, can't see it too much here, but there it is right there. There is a splash shield up underneath, but it is very easy to come out. All I did was use a pry bar, go right up underneath, wedge it right back there, 2 little pops, and it was loose. So that was an easy job. Most of these you can use a tool to pop it loose. I've been doing it enough years to know the experience of it. You take the nut off, put rust penetrant on first, take the nut off, then rethread the nut back to where it is completely level here, because you don't want to use, you want to use as much of the thread as a hammering point as possible, and then strike it a couple of times right on the nut, and it usually pops itself right out. Yes, you can use the tool, do the same, but that's just usually a quicker, more down to practicality type of measurement for doing that. Cleaned out all the rust that was inside this rotor piece, put PB blaster to make it go back in, and use a jack, put jack stand under the actual car itself, then use a jack to lift up the bottom of the control arm as you're going back in to line up the holes for pushing your bolts back through to get the knuckle assembly in. Pretty simple. I'm going on about 28 minutes as of right now. We're going back together, and that of course is also on the ground. I don't have a lift, but so we're gonna finish this up. No CVT fluid came out, which is awesome. Don't have to put any in, but if you do need to, usually get a quart. That ought to be more than enough for you to get any that spills out. Just be aware of that. And of course, put everything all back together, tighten up your castle nut when it goes back on here, and put a cotter pin in through it so it does not decide to wander itself off. Any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know.